My name is James. I've been trying to find lawyers. I bought a truck February 16th, 2009. I went to a dealership, Mike Cassucci Ford, and they broke laws. And you can go to I Got Screwed at Mike Cassucci Ford to see that story there. What I'm trying to say with Huntington Bank, phone harassed me and my family. Just because I lost my business because the dealership broke laws. He laughed in my face when I lost my business, and he says, try to sue me. Well, the bank and the dealership worked together to get this truck, for me to get this truck. Huntington Bank has got 175 complaints with the Better Business Bureau, and probably more on Angie's list. I bought an 05 Ford F350, and I had problems from the next day when I got the truck. I was 30 days late. When the Huntington Bank called me and my family to get a payment, I told them that I would make a payment next week on the 4th before 5 p.m. Okay? And they called me every day until I made that payment. The third day they called me, got a payment for me, and I told that lady, what part of next week don't you understand? I can't speed the money coming any faster. So, I stopped answering the phone calls. When I say that I was going to make a payment, that day on the 4th before 5 p.m., I was in there making a payment. Now, them sitting there calling every day, they called on Sundays all the way up to 11 o'clock at night, 11 p.m. They called on Christmas Eve one time. They've called, my neighbors to tell them, or to have them call me, or have me call Huntington Bank. A judge in Batavia, Ohio said that was phone harassment. If you fall in the same situation with any bank, they're only allowed to call from 9 to 6. I think. They start calling at 8 o'clock. Now I think it's 8 o'clock a.m. until I think 7 o'clock is the only time they're allowed to call. Now, when they called me on Sundays all the way up to 11 o'clock at night and calling every day, that is phone harassment. Why can't I find a lawyer that will touch a dealership? The only thing I can think of is the banks and the dealers can do whatever they want to make your life hell. I think when you sit there and tell the bank when you're going to make a payment, and they call every day, and then they call your neighbors, get a lawyer, actually try to find a lawyer, and I try to tell everybody, and everybody agrees with me, There's 4 reasons why the economy crashed. You got crooked dealerships, you got crooked banks, you got crooked lawyers backing their asses up, and you got crooked people in the government. That's why it crashed. It wasn't because of bad luck like Obama said. And I'll make another video on Obama and the government. So look for that. So if you have a bank harassing you in state of Ohio, it is illegal to call past them hours on Sunday and on a holiday. And they are not allowed to call you. She tried to call 10 and 20 times, 10 times on the house phone and 10 times on the cell phone. When I told her next week, I won't talk to the bank after that. When I gave them a date, time, when I'm going to be in, that is it. And anything besides that, the judge in Batavia told me that was phone harassment. When the bank lawyer took me into the courtroom, the judge told him to work something out where I can keep the truck. And what happened is, he said, give me a numbers that you can afford to keep the truck. Well, the truck was supposed to be $437 on the windshield. 5-year, I guess a 5-year loan. I wanted a 5-year loan. The dealership and the bank, I guess said, or I guess the dealership said, oh, we can only accept you for a 4-year loan. So, my advice, don't go to a dealership trying to find a bank that will touch you. Go to your own bank and deal with them, because this is bullcrap. I lost my business because of a dealership and a bank. I called Washington, D.C. and gave them a complaint on the dealership, my cashier C. Ford, in Milford, Ohio. And I gave a complaint. They took my complaint on Huntington Bank in Columbus, Ohio. And I told them I contacted people in Columbus about what's going on. Richard Cordray at the time wouldn't do nothing about it. Mike DeWine wouldn't do nothing about it. I wrote a letter to Jean Smith. Well, she said it was illegal. Your issue is of a illegal nature. It's illegal nature for somebody to break laws and make you lose your business because the truck that you bought was thinking of lemon. I showed that letter to everybody I looked or came up on. They seen that and they said, we're voting her out. And if the Congress people cannot do their damn job, vote their asses out. Period. We the people is the government. We tell the state and the government what to do. So if they do not help you in a situation like I was, vote them out. It is so bullcrap how they can do stuff. Big companies can get away with murder. And we sit there and break the same law, we'd be in prison for 20 years. So, go to I got screwed at Mike CC Ford in Milford, Ohio, or on Facebook. I got screwed at Mike CC Ford, and you can see my story there on the dealership. Or on YouTube is Mike CC Ford sucks. You'll see that story there. Now, Huntington Bank harassed me, and as soon as I can get going, I'm coming after Huntington.